Good morning, it's a Brewday. I'm going to be making a IPA today. I've decided to call it a kind of the Belgum style. I'm using a S33, which is Belgum yeast, so make a bit of a difference. I'm using, well, actually, let me just turn the camera around. I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so I'm going to be brewing inside today, as it's a bit moist out there. Obviously, first of all, I've got my Grainfather unit, my new Grainfather Connect, which I'll be trying to work out how to program later on. It's all new to me, and it'll be to you too, hopefully. Well, I say hopefully, I mean it maybe. Anyway, I've got some Maris Otter, some Pilsner Malt, and I've got some. I've got 500 grams of Biscuit Malt there as well, which I'm going to pop in there. That's what's kind of a Belgian effect, and I got some S33 yeast, which is a Belgium yeast. So I'm going to toss all that into the pot and mash it. Let's quick look at the numbers. So I've got, as I said, Safbrew. I'm going to be using 3 kilograms of the Perle malt, 3 kilograms of the Pilsner malt. And I'm going to be bittering with Magnum. Now Magnum can be American or European yeast hops. I'm not so sure where Magnum's come from, but we're going to call it a kind of European Magnum anyway. Also, as I said, I've got some Biscuit Malt, which is about, where's Biscuit Malt gone? Quarter of a kilo of Biscuit Malt. I'm going to be treating with gypsum and a bit of magnesium, and I've added got 20 litres of water in here, and already I've added half a cadmium tablet to dissipate any chlorine or whatever it's called, and I put 4 millilitres of acid in there. I will be checking that again after about 20 minutes once it's been mashing, just to make sure the pH is about 5.2, and that's about it. So there we are. Let's crack on. I need to finish off weighing all the grains out. I'm going to get them in there, and I'm going to mash for about 20 minutes at 30 degrees. Then I'm going to ramp it up to 65 degrees and mash for an hour from there. And then I'm going to do an hour boil, chill it down, pop it in the fermenter, shove it in the fridge, and that's it. I think obviously I'll stick some hops and stuff like that in and do the boil. What else? I'll run you through programming this thing, and we can have fun together and see if it works out. Right, give me a while. Okay, let's just show you how to set the mash schedule. I think I discussed that you can't actually set all the boiling schedule on here and all the hop stuff, so I'm assuming that must be on the app. So there we are. Anyway, to set the mash schedule, you select this. I think you set these two at the same time. You tell it what you want to do. So I want to do a step mash. Click proceed. I want to do 3 stage. And I want to do the first stage as 30, so and I'll do that for 20 minutes. Okay, the second one I want to do at 65 for 60 minutes, and I want to have a mash out for 75 for 10 minutes, which is the kind of like preset values which people would use. And then you click on start and it tells you to add the mash water. Strangely enough, it's all quite in English here. I think everybody I've seen who's got the Baumeister, it all seems to be in kind of pidgin English, which I think that Baumeister would just ask somebody who speaks English to just do a translation for properly. But there we are. So I add the water, add the grain, and we'll go from there. Let's just move it up a bit so you can see more. I'm using my bag again today, so I forgot to say that. But we'll pour it in and we'll see how we go. Right, what do I need? I need my my grain stopper in there. Not to get that. And I'm going to mash in about 200 odd, no, almost 650 of grains. Okay, so as I've been pouring that in, I've been agitating it as it's been going in, so I'm quite happy that, even though I don't want to dig too much in the bottom because I don't want to have, I don't want to disturb the bed too much because I don't want to get too much grain in through the gap, which there is a little bit of a gap in there. Anyway, that's all looking good. Let me show you what else we've got. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take this bag off obviously and pull the grain stopper out. I'm going to do this bag up and I'm just going to do it right up so that the, if you can see that, so that's poking out there. Get my plate on, which is just coming up now. Push it down till it hits the top of the grain bed and the liquid starts coming up. Pop this little thing in there. Top on, and then we'll circulate an arm in there. So I'm just going to mash this for about half an hour at 30. I just want to let it all settle in there and get the grains nice and warm, because what happens is once the grains are nice and absorbed like the water, they start to be a bit more absorbed and then the liquid actually flows around more. I think it also, there is some more chemical reason for doing that, but so I'm going to do that. Once it's been done for about 20 minutes, I'll take a sample out, take the pH, and okay, set start mash. Off we go. So we'll leave that for about 20 minutes, and once we finish doing that, we'll come back and take a pH reading. So just taking my pH reading, 5.1. I'm after about 5.2, so I'm quite happy with that. There we are, so that's good. Yeah, that's one number hit, isn't it? The unit is just about to come up to 65, so 58 there. And I'll show you a second. You'll see as it starts to approach the target temperature, the heat, it actually starts reducing the heat so that it doesn't obviously go over the temperature. So we'll come to that in a second. So here's something that's unusual. It's not quite hit 65 yet, but the actual temperature has started going down. It's a bit strange. I don't know whether the thermostat is actually having trouble reading the thermometer or what, but it's just dropped down from 55 down to 54. So very unusual. I'll keep monitoring this and see what happens. First part of bashing, I'm really finding that I found today that using this bag is maybe not such a great idea. I'm going to take a gravity reading now. I've got my hops ready, I've got my Magnum, and I'm going to use Perle now because I went out, which I said already, haven't I? And I'm just ramping up to a ball now. I'll show you it. Yeah. So there, look, just coming up to the boil. I expect it's not much longer to go. What I have found is that you can actually set a timer on here. So you just like press the middle button and you just for about 3 seconds, and then you can actually go up and down to set the time that you want the ball to be. So it's all nice and integrated. It's quite handy. When I wanted to set to the boil, just held the heat button down for a few moments and it just clicks over to the boil. But in respects of, hang on, bring it back to me. Where am I? Yeah, in respect of the automation so far with the system, I found that my thermostat kept popping out all the time, which is a bit disappointing. I never had that happen before, but as I say, I think it's just down to the fact that I'm letting it. It's not actually flowing quite as fast as it should do. Right, well, we just come up to the bowl now, and we'll stick the first load of hops in. I'll come back to you in a second. There we are, getting the ball started off. Give it a bit of a stir so there's just a dissipate all these bubbles a bit. Just press the set button in the middle to cancel the alarm. I will take a gravity minute, a reading in a minute. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the first load of hops in. So these are bittering hops. I'm going for, I think it's something like about 50 IBUs. What I'll do, I'll set my timer back up to 60. Okay, so we leave that an hour, and I will come back to this in about about 1:45, and I think I'll pop a product lock in there, and then I'll also put my counterflow chiller on there to get it sterilised. Okay, so let's be. So I'm just chilling my water. One thing I do find is that if you try to use the way they suggest to actually to actually sterilise it by sticking the top on and actually recirculating, it just boils over, so that's a waste of time. Anyway, it's all going well here. Cavity's looking fine. About 4 minutes left on there. So I'm going to attach my my cold water on the end here now. Oh, pour water all over the place. And we'll start to chill. Carefully in the pot here, you can see all the proteins are all coagulating in the root beer there. This is good. Anyway, next thing to do is sterilise my fermenter. So I'll quickly show me doing that. So I've got one of these pressure sprayers I got from Whirlpool. This cost me about 50 pence, I think, because they're selling it off cheap. But Whirlpool, I've got some stars down in here, all mixed up. So just this is my air stick. So quickly air that off. I stuck the spray inside here, all inside the pot's nice and sterilised. Okay, this stuff clears up, sterilises on contact. And this pot was actually, this steriliser was actually scrubbed and cleaned before I put it away. So I've got, it's got a bit of mould on it actually, got a little bag here which should keep all my stuff inside. So my tri-plants and things. So I'll take all the plants out and individually give them screws as well. Stick them in a bit of starch stuff there. I don't really need to do the outside of the starch, the tri-plants really, they never really actually touch it in. Why the hell not? Okay, some of my gaskets and things, I'll just soak those in, what's there already. My temperature probe, I actually scrubbed that last time. This is my heat, what's it called? Anyway, put my temperature probe into there so I know the temperature of the beer. I'll fix it now in a second. Give that a good clean out. What else we got in here? I got my little off tube. It's a little one, don't need a big one really. Give this a squirt here. And pop that in there. Okay, so I'll give that 5 minutes. And if we come over here, you should see the. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Can you see the lick in there? That's 80. So it's stop pump. You can see the look at the water now. You can see it's really clearing out really well now. All the proteins have dropped out. So we'll get our Whirlpool hops in there now. Whirlpools a little bit. Right. Where are they? There we go. Break them up a little bit. As I said, this is Perle. Another 50 grams of that. That's just purely for aroma. It may actually add just a little bit of bitterness, but there we go. Right, where's my spoon gone? Right. Quickly sterilise my spoon in the background here. And we'll get all this get all this soaked in there. We'll do a bit of a Whirlpool. We'll cover that up and leave it for 20 minutes. So set time on here again. There we go. Turn the water off. And I'll just finish off my top of my fermentation bucket, and we'll just chill down to 18 degrees and pop it in the fridge in a second. So that's the end of the Whirlpool. I'm just going to turn the pump on now and recirculate until I've cooled the whole system down. Oh, excuse me while I just move you over. There you go. So I think the water today is coming out. Let's quickly check the temperature of the water. The water's about less than 15 degrees. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the water's about a bit lower than 15 degrees at the moment. Maybe even 8. I haven't got proper thermometers to weigh it with. But yeah, well, what I'm going to do today is to completely chill it right down to 18 degrees and then pump it straight out from there, because I want to get I want the actual bed on the bed of hops completely settled down there, so I'm not getting any sediment through at all. I think the flow rate is okay. Look. Yeah, I've got a pretty decent flow rate there, so that's not a problem. I sometimes find if you leave it, sometimes it'll actually clog the hops up. But if you're using whole lot hops like I'm using today, you shouldn't really have any issues with the filter blocking. Anyway, I'll come back to you once it's chilled down. Okay, my temperature's come down to 58 degrees. And I'm quite happy that the water's coming out as clear as it's going to get really. It's not majorly clear, it's got a little bit of mist in there, but I put that down to the, what's it called? I put that down to all the hops in there. It's obviously you leave a bit of haze. I'll quickly switch to the air pump on. I think I've collected about 25 litres. This will take about, so it was 25 litres, which is my target, and I've got I've got a final gravity of 1060. My target was 1062, but I must honestly admit I have actually. Hang on a sec. Oh, hang on. There we are. Yes, so it's looks like it's I've got a good final gravity. The pH coming right, which is good today. Doing all water treatment, and I'm just going to air it up now. Stick it in the fermenter for a few days, and let's hope it comes out really nice. As I said, I stuck that kind of bread malt, wheat. I don't know. I put something in there. I forgot the name of it now. It's on the recipe, isn't it? I'll leave the recipe on the down below, and hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks we'll have some tasting. I must admit, I'm going to call the guys at the office a bit. I'll give it a few Christmas cakes away for. What's going on there? Things are moving around down there. I think it's okay. Anyway, do a few Christmas cakes with a few friends, because they like, so they can take home for Christmas. It's a good way to do it. But I'm going to keep a little bit of this myself, because it's I think it's going to be a very nice brew. The final gravity is going to be, as I said, about 6%. I think, yeah, and it was 1060. So the ABV might be a little bit higher as well. I think this yeast attenuates really well. I've never used it before. So that's Safbrew 33. What we'll do now is just pop this in, because as it's filling up, we can. Oh dear, can't find that. I think I left my scissors upstairs. Got a nice clean knife here. Though I'll cut it with, and we'll pop it into the pot. Yes, the pan's making a funny noise. I don't know what's happening there. It's just moving around a bit, I think. Anyway, you can see that it's all it's all aerating. Got my air hose here, which is giving that kind of bit of a fine film on top. These air hoses are available from the brew builder. I would definitely recommend you get one. Hang on, before I drop the yeast all over the place, I'll sprinkle on top here. And there we go. Right. So that's it. The end of the brew day again. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave any comments, any questions. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. I'm going to be making another beer along the same lines. I'm going to be making that's a very simple British beer, which isn't going to be a clone of anything. No, it's not. It's going to be. I'm going to make a pretty generic, quite bitter with my Challenger hops. It's nice and cheap and cheerful. I mean, hops cost the grains cost me something like maybe 80 pence a kilo, and yeah, nice, cheap and cheerful, and very happy beer. I think the beer that top dog stout I made, I whirlpooled with my hops at the end there. And you can really taste the hops there, which is really nice. But anyway, I'll sign off. See you all guys, ladies, and please subscribe and all what I said before. Bye.